Hello, boys and girls. Mrs. Kappel here. How are you today on this very rainy day? It is the last day in April, so I thought it would be great to sing a song to go along with the last day of April. Today's April 30th, so we've got some lots of learning to do on a day like today. First of all, since it's raining, let's do a weather song. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. He bumped his head and went to bed and didn't get up till the morning. Isn't that a fun song for a weather day like this? So, my other song has to do with the fact that today is April 30th. And we know that that is a Zero the Hero Day. So, since it's a Zero the Hero Day, why don't we count by tens? I've got my 100 chart that I made. So let's count by tens. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I can count by tens up to 100. I can count by tens. Here I go again. Everybody count. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Since it is a Zero the Hero Day and the last day of April, I think we should do something special to say to mark the name of the new month. The next month is called May. So let's do our months of the year Macarena. Can you do it with me? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. There are 12 months of the year. Now you can turn around, sit down. I made that a little shorter because I wanted to get to our new story today. So before I start this story, I'm going to ask you to look at the cover. I'm going to hide the title just for a minute so you can see. What do you think this book is about? Now I'll tell you the name. Subway Ride. And it's written by Heather Lynn Miller and illustrated by Sue Rama. That's right. You can see a subway is another name for a train. That's right. And what do you know about trains? I want you to think about what you know about trains. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you know a lot about trains. Remember when we took our imaginary train ride to the Polar Express? Oh, it was on the Polar Express to the North Pole. That's right. Well, this is a wonderful book. It's going to teach you a lot, but it's also a fantastic journey we're going to take together. When you take a subway, you are definitely going to see lots of places, depending on where your subway ride is. And if you have never been on a subway, well, you will one day soon in your life. I think you will. Subway Ride by Heather Lynn Miller. This is one of our new books, by the way, from our Read Aloud bin. So I'm excited to read it aloud to you now. So look carefully at the title page here. What do you notice? What does that remind you of? That's right, that's the Earth. And these are all the different subway lines. And look where they are in different parts of the world. I told you it was going to be a fantastic journey. This book is dedicated to Lola, who set me on the right track, and to Dr. Steve with my gratitude. So look carefully here what you're seeing. These are beautiful watercolor illustrations. Lots of paint. Down, down, down. Step down below to see the world. Now off we go. So when we say down, a subway is below ground. is a brand new book. Sorry, the pages stick together. We pay our fare, we turn the gate. We pay our fare. What does that mean? That's right. We pay the money to get in. It costs money. And here, as you can see, she's got a little card and she swipes it. There she is doing it right there. And this is where do you think they are? Can you tell what that is? That's writing. And that word says Cairo. It's pronounced Cairo, Egypt. I know we have a word that looks like that in the next town past Greenville, but we say Cairo, don't we? But when we're talking about Egypt, we say Cairo. Underground, we wait, wait, wait. So this is another subway system in Moscow. Saxophone blasts, jazzy vibes. Drums and cymbals jam and jive. Stockholm, that's this ticket. That's where this subway system is in Sweden. Rumbling, roaring, blurring speed. Silver bullet, rushing breeze. So blurring, what does blur mean? Blurring speed. What do you think that means? Goes very fast that it looks like it's kind of blurry, right? Kind of fuzzy looking. And you can see their hair is blowing because it is speeding by. And this is London. We step on quickly, move aside, doors slide shut, our turn to ride. There they go. And this is the subway system in New York City. Those are the seats that you can sit in. Outside, you can see the street signs. The train doesn't stop on every street. It travels for quite a few blocks and then it stops and lets people off throughout the way. Washington, D.C. Busy folks step off and on. We stay put. Our trip is long. Are they going around the world on one subway train? Doors slide open. We slide back. Subway whizzes down the track. This is Chicago, also in the United States, in a state called Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. If you took a plane, it would take about 5 hours to get there. We bump and sway, we hold on tight, we zip through the tunnels dark as night. There they all are now in Atlanta. Now they went down south to Atlanta, Georgia. Clomping, stomping, shuffling feet step to the clacking subway beat. Mexico City. Now they're in another country again. Last stop, we hear the driver shout. Doors open wide. We step out. Now they're in Tokyo. Told you this was going to be a fantastic train ride. Step up from the dark. A celebration in the park. So here all the children from all the stops and look at their kite. Can you see that now? There's the kite of the world, right? It's a kite with a picture of the earth and all the subway stops along the way. Isn't that wonderful? It doesn't matter where they come from all different parts of the world. They're all going to play together because it doesn't matter where you live or what you look like because what you are on the inside is the same. So it doesn't matter. As you can see, all these children, they look a little different on the outside, but we're all the same on the inside. Now, the back of this book is talking about all the train stops that we read about in this story. All over the world, the subways snake through tunnels deep below city streets. Listed here are just some of the cities that depend on underground trains to move millions of people from place to place. If you've never traveled on a subway, chances are you will someday. Whether you take a trip on the tube in London, that's what they call the subway in London, or the T-Bana in Stockholm, you are sure to have an exciting ride. So in Atlanta, they call it MARTA. That stands for Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority. And that was the first subway to try advertising. And they would put a long row of lighted signs set up inside. So as the train went by, the riders could see a little commercial, kind of like they were watching TV commercials. In Cairo, Egypt, they have the only subway in Africa, and over 22 million people travel on that subway. Now, oh my God, I keep saying Cairo, I'm sorry. Cairo needed an underground train, and the first one opened in 1987. That's not too long ago. In Chicago, most of the trains travel on elevated tracks. That means they're not underground, they're above the roads and streets. And the system is called the L, it's the nickname. L stands for elevated, like an elevator goes up. So the soil under the city is very wet and sticky, and tunnel builders had to take special care to prevent cave ins. So that's why they put so much above the ground. They don't have good soil for underground tunnels. In London, on January 10th, 1863, a 3-mile stretch of subway track was put into service. This was the first subway system in the world. Riders on the tube pay particular attention to proper behavior. They are expected to give up their seats to those in need, step aside to let others pass, and do not eat stinky foods. In Mexico City, on September 4th, 1969, the first section of the subway system opened. And ever since then, construction has never stopped. And it has over 175 stations just to serve Mexico City. In Moscow, the metro stations are so beautiful, they're called the People's Palaces. These stations are decorated with stained glass, mosaics, and lavish paintings, so very fancy paintings. New York City subway system has 468 stations, more than any other subway system in the world. And before the creation of its modern electric subway, New York had other types of trains traveling beneath it. They once had a train that was powered by the pressure created by a giant fan. A fan pushing a train. That must have been a pretty big fan. In Stockholm, the subway system is called the tunnelbana or the T-bana. And the surfaces of the T-bana's walls and ceilings are irregular, kind of all like a cave. So it makes the passengers feel like they're exploring a cave. And there's lots of sculptures and mosaics and other artistic displays. In Tokyo, the subway cars are clean, quick, and crowded. And sometimes the trains are so packed with people that passengers don't even need to hang on to the handrails. They just lean on one another in those cramped cars. And many children take the subway to school every day. The metro in Washington, D.C. is known for being clean and fast. The system's trains can travel at 85 miles an hour. Wow, that's even faster than your car is allowed to go on the thruway. The longest escalator in the Western Hemisphere is located at the Wheaton Station, and it takes the train over 230 feet from the tracks to the street. Wow, that's a long way. And there they are, there's the children from all around the world playing together. Well, I hope you enjoyed my story, Subway Ride, and I want you to think a little bit about bananas or lemons. If you took a bunch of lemons and put them all together in the bowl and gave one lemon to each member in your family, and then you said, okay, put the lemons back in the bowl, and then everybody had to pick their own lemon. And maybe they would be able to say, oh, yeah, I know this one is mine because it was big, or I know this lemon is mine because um, it was bumpy and it had these little marks on it. Okay, maybe that's true. But then if you asked your family to peel the lemons or peel the bananas, what you would notice is that even though the lemons or bananas looked a little different on the outside, once you open them up, just like people, they all look the same. So, my friends, I want you to think about different places that you have been. I want you to think about the people you have seen there. And I want you to think about the lemons and the bananas and how it doesn't matter what people look like on the outside. It matters more what they are like on the inside. Well, inside of me is my heart, and it's so big because of how much love I have for all of you. I hope you enjoyed my story, my friends. Bye bye for now.